Alrighty, another day, another list of things to do. So, where we left off is we needed to get the gear on the cam there, and we're having some trouble doing that. So, what we're going to have to do is take the cover off here and basically release the pressure on the cam chain tensioner. So, last time I did this, I didn't have to go through this, but I think because I had turned the motor a little bit, it built pressure in the tensioner and it pulled the slack out, and I cannot muscle this over, and I don't want to fuck something up. So we'll do that, and then I'm gonna put some more epoxy on this. And actually, after drying, this feels super solid. So after one more coat, kind of fill in some gaps here. I think this is actually gonna work out pretty well. It doesn't look the greatest, but this is gonna be facing the street. You're never gonna see this. We just wanted the light to come out the bottom here, and the supports here that, I mean, let's be honest, they're ghetto supports, but they are very solid. So pretty good there. I have another coat on the oil cooler, and it's out in the sun there drying. Parts are getting a little slim. We'll take the gears over here. So I do want to get this running and take it for a little test drive and whatnot before I tear into the clutch and all that kind of stuff. So we're getting really close. I'll go ahead and get the side of the case off, and we'll go from there. All right, got that off, no big deal. So you can see I don't know if I'm going to try to show you. You can see the bar right there. That's the tensioner right there. And then down there, that little X right there, that is what we need to take out and let the oil out of it. So basically you'll take that bolt out. You're going to, I believe, depress this right here. This will allow this to go down more, and it's going to drain the oil out, releasing the pressure on the chain, and hopefully we can get this done. So actually, first time I've taken this cover off. I've watched a couple of videos, so we'll see how this goes. Most videos I've watched, they have taken the flywheel off. However, almost every single one of the videos have said I don't need to do that to get to it, and it doesn't look like I will. So let's go ahead and get that drained, the pressure released, and we'll be back. All right, trying to do this one-handed, guys. So there's the bolt. Okay, so got the bolt out there. A little bit of oil came out. This feels pretty loose. Yeah, you can hear it. So there's definitely no oil in there keeping tension on the chain, so I should be able to just pull this over. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover back on. I'm not going to bolt everything up. I'm not even going to put the plug back in. I'm going to get the timing on, and then I'll pull it back off, put the plug in. I just want to make sure that no I don't know if there's any residual oil or something that might somehow get into it and prevent me from doing this. I just want to try to make it easy on myself. All right, let me see if I can get that gear on there, and I'll be back. Okay, breakthrough, total breakthrough, cheat code. Don't ever muscle this. Just pull this cover off. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 millimeters all around here. Super simple. This is a 5 hex. Just pull that bolt out the bottom there, pump that a couple times. You can do this with hand, or by hand I should say. Holy shit, I'm never gonna muscle that again. So timing is set. You got your T right there, if you guys can see, top dead center. And then you got your timing marks right here, set perfectly. So let's button this shit up. And Okay, we're getting pretty close. We get the timing set. Got the case back on here. We need to do the intake, oil cooler, and the cam vent cover, and the exhaust. And I think we just might be ready to start this. All right, starting to get things buttoned up. We got the intake on. Swivel socket will make life a lot easier for these two 10s up here for the intake. So one there, one on the other side. We're gonna get the cam cover on. We got this all buttoned up here. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the little bolt down there, there's a space in between, like where the plug is. If you lose that bolt down there, it took me about 15-20 minutes to try to wiggle that out. I almost had to take the flywheel off. I was like, damn, nothing can go right. So we also got the oil filter and cover on. We transferred all the hardware here. Okay, well, I've got the ARacer updating a new flash for the 149 kit. I've got oil in it. I'm double checking everything. I'm leaving this unplugged. I'm going to cycle it a couple of times to try to get oil flowing and fuel through the line, although I did prime the fuel pump a couple of times. But yeah, the oil cooler's hooked up. I put the cap here before we start it, but we are minutes away. In fact, while that's loading, I'll just go ahead and throw this back on there. Stressful, man. So I did spin the engine by hand a couple of times just to make sure nothing seemed to be interfering. My timing marks, I double check those. Everything looks good there. So we'll just come over here and see where we're at. 98%, 99. Just heard the fuel pump reprime. So now what I think I do is I kill the switch here and ignition off. Wait a couple of seconds. We'll do another walkthrough just to make sure everything is good. So we're leaving this for right now. Turn it over a couple of times. Got oil in it. Good there. Exhaust. It's got the drain plug in, obviously. Head bolts have been torqued. Everything has been torqued. Case is on. Battery is snug. Oil cooler's done. I think we're ready. All right, baby. Come on, baby. Start. Here we go. Holy shit! Started right up. Holy shit! Yes! Holy crap! So it's just waiting for engine to come up to temp, and I think it's 130. I might be wrong on that, but we'll get there in probably a minute or two. I'm gonna take it real easy, kind of feel this out, see how this goes. I'm super stoked. All right, sounds good. for a test drive. I've let it get up to temp, let it idle for a little bit, did some auto tuning on it. I have good news, I have bad news. I'm gonna say first, we'll leave this episode here. We're not gonna do the clutch springs, the plate, or the sprockets. We'll do that next episode, and we'll also button this up, get the fairings, everything, you know, all the loose ends taken care of. That being said, let's go ahead and start with the good news. No leaks as of yet. I've brought it completely up to temperature. I took it for a nice little ride. Probably put about 10 miles or so on it and then just let it idle here. No wetness, nothing. Fantastic. Took a long time for it to get up to temperature, as expected with the oil cooler. The max temperature it got was 207, and I think that's still too high. I know a lot of you are going to say that's not, but those were the temperatures I was experiencing when I was having hot spots and pinging in this before, and I am having some detonation again in this. When it's under high load around 6,000-7,000 RPM in fourth and fifth, if you're going like up a hill, you can hear the slight pinging. And it's definitely what I'm hearing, because when I pulled apart this before, it confirmed it. There was little detonation marks on the cylinder, or not the cylinder, the piston, which very, very small, but you don't want that at all with these motors. So I think, oh man, I really don't want to think that it's the piston. I mean, the piston rings are not sized right, because DHM actually sent me the jug with the piston in it, and the rings already gapped and everything, so that should be perfect. However, this thing is acting exactly like it did, so that is definitely a concern. I'm still going to run this for a while. I'll put another 500 or so miles on it, and we'll do another teardown and see what we get, but I'm really hoping this cylinder is not scored up like the last one. If it is, I'll talk with David and see what's going on, but 100%, I mean, you guys saw in the video here, I did not set the rings. I did not even put that piston in here. So if we pull this off in 500 miles and it's scored, that's one thing that I can't be blamed for. There's a lot of shit here that could potentially have gone wrong or will go wrong that is going to completely be my fault, but that's not one of them. Let me see here. Any other things to talk about with this? I can't really think of anything else. It runs great. It sounds nice. It's not smoking. It fires right up. The idle is hanging a little bit. So if you rev it, it'll hang a little bit. But I think some adjusting with the ARacer will get rid of that. So I'm not super concerned about it. Sorry about that. My camera battery died. But I was just wrapping up anyway. Like I said, next episode we'll do the clutch springs, the plate, we'll do the sprockets, and we'll get the fairings and all the lights hooked up and get it back looking like the Grom it's supposed to be. And we'll run it for 500 to 800 miles, and we'll do another teardown video and see where we're at. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and until next time, guys, peace.